Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Casper the Friendly Ghost, aka Casper Network. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So as the market kind of sits here, ranging, I do believe that we will see, some nice lower price action. I've been, advid on that for a while now. In regards to Casper, it seems like it has been holding the 2 cent line for the most part. I'm still waiting to see us, come down a little bit, more. But I told you guys between the 2 to 3 cent zone is something, special to me at least. There is a lot of ICO prices that we could go down to. For an example, we do see this like 1.5 cent zone here. This was the March of 2021 ICO price, followed by, of course, the 2 cent bracket, and then last but not least, the 3 cent bracket. And we actually have that outlined over here from Crypto Kindy. They're basically, showing you guys like the week 1 3 cent support finally breaks, 3 cent support broken after, holding for a month. And then, of course, we do see, the CPI for May basically sent this down. And here are those, the ICO pricing. So 1, 2, and even 3. And we broke below the option 3 just recently, down below 3 cents. So it is pretty, interesting to see where this does lead to. Of course, I have been saying, like, 2 cents could definitely be tested, but so can 1.5 cents. So definitely prepare for that, to happen. If it does come, I'm going to have some, for an example, I'm going to have a large amount of capital on the sidelines waiting for some lower price action within this market. I've been telling you guys that I have been holding some USD on the side simply because I'm expecting a little bit lower on Bitcoin itself. So definitely pay attention to see if we do break below the 20K zone on Bitcoin, as we will test some lower price action. Now, also, why should we be paying attention to Casper? Well, let's dive in. So first off, at its current price, Casper is down 97.9% since its all-time high of $1.36. Shout out to Andrew Lyric for this, but it is on track to become an enterprise-grade blockchain that is future-proof. Future-proof meaning they can scale their TPS easily as needed through sharding. They effectively have the technology of Ethereum 3.0. Now, a large amount of people will come in and say, what about Hedera? What about Hedera, et cetera, et cetera. In my opinion, I think that Hedera is great. I think that HBAR is a great token. But I do believe that Casper itself is also an incredible opportunity. I don't look at these two as competitors. I really have never looked at, certain networks as competitors in general. I think that there is a large amount of, market dominance that you are competing for within this market, similar to like, Bitcoin at 44%. We are not in a utility-driven market, but when we do get into one, that is where you really want to, pay attention to what Casper is doing, the utility behind it, for an example, like live use cases and things like that. And Hedera still is slacking, I would say, and I don't mean this in like a bad thing, but I'm just saying like Hedera is slacking in the terms of like live projects launching on the network. For Casper, I would say that we are actually a little bit ahead of the game within the live project viewpoint. And of course, a large amount of people could, argue against me on that, but that's totally fine. It is more so like of an opinion, but that is my opinion on it. Now, within Casper, we did see some great expansion happen in just, this month alone. We do see Casper has been experiencing, a great month with a lot of news and activities on the ecosystem. Now, let's take a look at some highlight events on the Casper network ecosystem over the past week. So again, starting in June, like June was a great month. It truly was. We do see Casper Pad introduced, or Casper Pad, sorry, introduced the third Launchpad marketplace. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Casper, was listed on Bitpanda. Casper Labs partnered with Block V. Block V and Smart Media Labs announced that they will offer their popular NFT solution on the Casper blockchain. And then, of course, last but not least, Friendly Market announced that they are burning Casper. So again, the supply of Casper is getting burned, well, at least some of it, and we have been seeing a large amount of updates around the ecosystem in terms of dApps, and you love to see it. I mean, honestly, the timeline that we have been watching within Casper, it's been truly something remarkable. The demand for this in terms of like developmental wise has been continuously growing, and we have been seeing dApps continuously being built out as well. And we do see Block V, cheers to, accelerated enterprise adoption of smart NFTs due to our partnership with Casper Labs. And yes, within that section talking about NFTs, we have this video actually from the CTO, Medha Parlikar. Now, with this, I actually do want to really quickly address, I'm going to plug my NFT channel real quick. I'm going to be going in depth on Casper NFTs, XRP NFTs, Hedera NFTs, and so many more on my NFT-based channel. You guys are more than welcome to go check that out. It's going to be at the top of the description. I do advise you guys, if you love the content on this channel, you guys are going to love that channel's content as well, because I'm going in depth on a large amount of things to do with NFTs and explaining them, explaining the value that they do unlock, and all of that kind of stuff. But listen in. This is about a 2-minute long video talking about Casper around the bear market and also NFT use cases.
Well, we're going to continue building as we always have in Casper Labs. We've seen these market crashes before in the broader ecosystem, and we see it as an opportunity to just double down and continue building out our ecosystem, bringing businesses online, continuing the process of educating businesses and individuals and developers about the technology. So for us, it's business as usual.
And you're obviously dealing with enterprise.
Yes, we're focused on enterprises and businesses.
And businesses perhaps sometimes a bit more risk averse, some of the larger corporations. I mean, are they looking at this sort of now questioning some of the technology, or are they? What's your conversations like?
Well, they're really interested in NFT technology, actually, and they're interested more than tokenizing. They're using, they're avoiding any kind of notion that's going to get the ire of the SEC. So most of the businesses are not interested in tokenization unless it's loyalty tokens or other kind of incentive programs that do not have economic value attached to it. So they're really not affected by this downturn at all. So I see NFTs as a way of representing the real world. Everything we touch, everything we work with every day is a non-fungible thing. Fungibility means you can break it into smaller pieces and exchange it, right? And you can't really do that with most of the things you interact with in the real world. And similarly for businesses, they're using NFTs to track a unique item, right? So we have a couple of use cases that are actually live on our mainnet already. One is for rare whiskey casks. So they were able to get greater price discovery, create a marketplace where they can buy, sell, and trade rare whiskey casks that have very specific storage and custodial requirements. And so they're able to mint the whiskey cask as an NFT and then trade and track and understand what the status of that rare whiskey cask is by looking at the NFT. Casper does support upgradable NFTs, so it's possible for those NFTs to go through a life cycle, which is really, really important for business. We also work with patents. Again, another unique thing that you want to buy, sell, and track, and NFT becomes a really great use case for that.
And that's what I really kind of get to, even on my NFT channel, NFTs for the most part, we're barely scratching the surface. I mean, honestly, use cases around this sector, it's going to grow drastically, especially when you introduce enterprises to things like this, like fractionalized ownership, having that, option of, breaking apart, if you will, similar to what she said, something that is, fungible, if you will, or I should say non-fungible. So, this could flood into everyday life so easily. You look at fractionalized ownership within, real estate, collectibles, even insurance, your, healthcare system. I mean, there's so many industries that this could affect. And the use cases from this are so, crucial to disrupt trillions on trillions and trillions of dollars. Just the real estate market itself, if we disrupt that through NFTs, that's a $300 trillion plus market, by itself. So, when we even look at stocks, stock markets, tokenization is going to bleed into everyday life easier than most people expect, and I think that's going to happen faster than most people expect. So I love to see them really kind of focusing on NFT use cases, even around IPv and stuff, with patents. I love to see that. And also we do see here from Tokenizer. Now, Tokenizer, actually, I've talked about him on my channel with Q&T. Great knowledge, but we do see cannot wait to start looking into Casper. A large amount of individuals that I have been following around, with Q&T or AOBTH bar, etc. They are now getting in on the Casper train. They are finally realizing the value behind it. And we do see, seeing they were the main host of Blockchain Hub Davos event ran directly alongside the World Economic Forum Davos is pretty huge. Some indirect connects to HBAR, LCX, Alliance Block wouldn't be surprising at all. Peep the IBM, China, and Telangana, partners too. And yeah, I mean, honestly, when you look at the connections that, Casper has, it's pretty remarkable. I've always been, saying like pay attention to what they are doing because it's truly something special, especially when you look at like the price per Casper at the current, moment in time. We go back in time just to like, initially Casper Labs joins IBM's Global Partner Program. Casper Labs mints agreement NFT with China's BSN to become, preferred blockchain for the city of Fuzhou. Casper Labs to provide open permission network for implementation of government of Telangana blockchain initiatives. They are literally disrupting governments, entire governments, and they're going to be, building applications on the Casper technology infrastructure. Block V and Smart Media Technologies partners with Casper Labs to provide NFT solutions for global brands. Then, of course, you do see, the CEO and co-founder of Casper Labs. Look at the, background on some of these individuals. I mean, it's pretty remarkable at the end of the day. So, again, pay attention to Casper. No matter what the price is, fundamentally and developmental wise, they're continuously building. They are not disregarding like the market sentiment. That are actually putting a spotlight on and saying like, listen, we don't care, bull or bear. We are going to continue to expand. We're going to continue to build, and that's what you want out of projects. It really kind of, I wouldn't want to say like it kind of safeguards your investment, but it really kind of proves to you that like, listen. You did not make a mistake. They are continuously building. They are continuously focusing on the end goal here. So, you don't have to worry about them like saying like, all right, well, we're done building. We don't really have, any more money in the budget to continue our operations. We're kind of just folding up, which is a lot of, what we see happening within this market during times like this. You see a ton of like rug pulls and blatant scams, basically just closing shop and, just disappearing with everybody's money. So you love to see that they're continuously building, continuously, developing. And also, we are constantly seeing even the dApps on, Casper continue to make major innovations. We do see our .oracle delivering on this bridge. Casper Network will soon be connected to the world. And we did see .oracle 21 hours ago post this update of DTO, Frax, and DAI are added to the .oracle bridge. Transferring back and forth between Ethereum and Casper will be easier than ever. You love to see these cross-chain bridges. Like I said in my, Hedera video, like interoperability between networks and bridges and things like that happening within this market is crucial for the success of any network. And it really kind of opens the doors, not only from like a developmental wise, but also like a use case wise when you do have something like, for example, like an NFT project as well. Like it's great for anybody, anybody building on it, utilizing it. It's great from a perspective on just, utility or utilization in general. So, you love to see the dApps, following up on their mission statement on what their end goals are as well. It really kind of proves to you, like, listen, these are great use cases. These are great companies that are building on Casper as well. And Casper entirely is focused. They are driven here. So with that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.